Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dimensions of Love, where we explore consciousness in its different layers. As the name says it, it's dimensions. I'm so happy to bring back these beautiful pick a card readings, usually one, two, three, and I love doing pick a shell. If you've returned here, you are familiar with that. And sometimes I do a little bit of a mix depending on what the energy wants from you all watching and from me because we're connected in some way. And so if you're new here, I always work with the energies that are connecting to me towards you. So you found this channel because we're connecting somehow in some way, and there's something that we need to learn from each other and we need to grow, or something that you just need to hear right now. So thank you for being here. If you are returning, you already know how this is supposed to go. These messages are always in the name of love because I'm an energy reader and I'm also a light worker. So I'm here to elevate consciousness and to help hearts to connect and step out of the darkness into the light, at least those who are ready for it. So if this feels familiar and you probably are a light worker yourself in some shape and form, so thank you for that. Thank you for contributing your energy into the collective, making us all elevate. So thank you for that. And as always, love, share, and subscribe to this channel. It always helps others to reach it. My setting is a little bit different. I have a new carpet. It's very comfortable. I feel like I want to be grounded. So I'm literally on the floor here and very cozy. So I hope that you can make yourself cozy and comfortable because I have master energies for you and the message that needs to be revealed. Usually it's for the month ahead because I've been connecting with cycles. And if you're familiar in this channel, you know that we speak a lot about the cycles and how we follow the moon cycle, especially if you're in the female body that has been very much so disconnected. And we're just in this 24 hours of masculine energy, which all of it is ultimately illusions anyway. But since we are consciously buying into that illusion, we create it to be our reality. Sometimes in the collective, and sometimes we can step out of it and read the energies instead. In some shape or form, you're here because you can read energies, the subtleness of the universe. You are a person that can take a little bit distance into what is really happening and understanding the oneness of it all. So I thank you for that. And I thank you for the courage to even be able to look into it this deeply because not everyone has that. Many wants to block out these gifts that they hold. So continue to grow and explore whatever needs to emerge from your subconscious and blossom into your consciousness levels wherever you are, no matter how physically old or young your body is. Just continue and do what you love. Just be yourself, and that's the best thing. Because what is the saying? Everyone else is already taken. That's partially true. And so, as always, if you're here, just center yourself, take a deep breath, and feel cozy, just like this setting is right here. Just feel grounded, feel present, and just connect with your higher self, connect with your truth, and what does the viewer here need to see and need to know. So I picked 3 piles, and if you already pre-picked the pile, because sometimes we just want to choose, this is your moment to really think about it. Just anchor yourself back to your breath and ask yourself what message needs to be heard right now. And after making that choice, please choose pile 1, 2, or 3. This will be the master energy no matter when you're seeing these videos. It can be ahead in time. Time doesn't even exist, but it can be ahead in time. Whenever you clicked on this video is exactly the message that you need to know for that month. If you are relevant in the time as I'm posting, for all of you that are following, it is in the frame of this month. So it will be April right now, for the month of April, if that makes sense. So your message will be for that. So you will have a master energy that advises you where you need to take your action. And then we have a little bit of a storytelling cards. Because like I always say on this channel, that consciousness and standing in your energy can be very lonely at times, and we can take it so much serious, and everything becomes too serious when really consciousness is just the dance of the universe. We're supposed to dance and be present in every moment and not to judge it, just be in every moment. And therefore there is nothing to go to, there's nothing to reach to. It's just the moment of being and loving the journey to wherever your destination ends up being. So right now, pick your pile 1, 2, and 3, and let's get into this. Let's start. This is your message, pile number 1. Your master energy that I picked in your cards are Archangel Michael. So higher dimensional beings are involved in this situation that you are facing with pile number 1. Now, you might ask, what is this situation right now for you? Energetically is tied in to your family, your siblings, and your bloodline. And many layers of that might be difficult for you to grasp or understand. That is why the energy of Archangel Michael is present, because his energy, if we just speak of the energy, it's a very higher dimensional being, very conscious energy, a lot of light that brings awareness and clears situations to where we might have felt that we maybe didn't see the whole picture clearly. So for this month, you have the Archangel Michael being present, clearing out ways. So you might hear sirens. It can be from a police car, it can be from an ambulance. Whatever sirens that you hear is always him dimensionally. If I say it's something physical that you can touch on, if you hear that, just know in some dimension he is present and something is clearing out. An advice what you can do in those moments is take a deep breath, pile number 1. Just take a deep breath and ground yourself, and don't put a story, because the ego will love to put a story in everything that it hears and that it presumes to be the truth. So just let everything flow naturally, and just when you're reminded, smile and know that yes, someone has your back here. Now, why I'm saying this, because pile number 1, your cards are very special here. First of all, you have the Judgment as the center card. And when I say the center card is because when I pull your cards, I have one card that is the most significant. And your most significant card is the Judgment, which is all family in your family tree that are rising up to a different consciousness. And all that are involved serves a purpose. Yet there seems to be, again, with the siren and the, I don't know if is it a siren? I'm not saying the right word, but it is when this sound, when you hear those sounds, it's really the trumpet sounding for your consciousness to rise out of the grave. Now, it's not a physical rising out of the grave. It's more like an energetic waking up to where you felt numb into actually feeling something more deeper. Like a truth that was always there, but it was too much to handle. And now, because of the support, there is an awakening. You see, her soul is set free the same way you need to unleash your soul, because there's a lot of energy holding back. Why I'm saying that is because I have the magician in reverse. And the magician here in reverse, especially when I get this card, it is always someone in the family. Now, this might be your energy is connected to you, or the energies that you're perceiving, because you are the one that is most conscious in your family. So, meaning that you will feel their energy more than they can feel it themselves, because they're still in a state of being in their shadow and doing their shadow work. And someone in this family is a black magician, and they might not even be aware of it themselves. But since this energy is so heavily present, it's an energy that, and usually those dark energy leech on to unconscious people, to people that hold jealousies or that hold envy towards someone. So there's one family member that's very envious, and I don't know if that belongs to, if it's yours or if the energies that you're working with, but someone in your family here, pile number one, is very jealous and has this dark magic. So they're manifesting negativity without even noticing it. They're harming themselves and their families, which is it is unfortunate, because there's a sadness to it, I feel, because they're not so conscious about it, and it becomes very difficult. And the root of the cause is the Five of Pentacles. And so the Five of Pentacles says of lack. So what the problem is here in this family, that everyone has something tied to one another. And the same story goes, that everyone feels like they're not enough. So when you feel like you're not enough, you're not manifesting, you don't have money enough, you can't make it, everything is a struggle. And it is a struggle. It's because you're lacking that inner confidence of knowing that I'm enough and everything is good. That's why this energy present in this family is that when someone is manifesting in this way, they're manifesting negativity that is harming the family, first of all, energetically. That's harming the viewer that are watching here. Probably you're the one that's most conscious since you're seeing this video, is that it's harming you because you can feel it more than they can feel it, right? So then when it comes to this lack, you can make someone understand that they're worthy. They have to figure it out themselves, right? But to stand in this place of healing where the judgment is here and the trumpet has sounded to say that, hey, everything is fine. You just need to recognize your own worth, that your worth is beyond any boundaries that has been set by the mind, or whatever this storyline originated from. It can even be programming put down from your family, because we have the King of Pentacles. So immediately here, this dark energy of magician that is misusing energetic power, and that has a little bit of dark connection towards it, but I don't feel it's too heavy, because Archangel Michael is there, so there's a lot of light, so there is good intention, but it became wrong because it was unconscious and it had dark energy connected to it. That was where the problem began. And it began with this energy here, that it's an older energy. It is an energy of abundance, someone that has a lot of money, a lot of wealth, but maybe lacking something else from life. And so it comes from this energy here of wanting and holding. That's what the family energy has. So the energy of this family is really, there was a lot of abundant energy there, a lot of prosperity. But since there were so many blockages, it distorted a lot of things in this family, which is very unfortunate, that this wolf became so, there's a wolf amongst in this family, and this wolf is eating a lot of energy that is unnecessary, because it's not even benefiting them at the end. And so we have also a Queen of Swords. This one in the family, I feel like, is mostly connected to you. It's like a female energy. It's like an energy that she has had her heart so open and so given, and everyone just cut her off. And I feel like this has to be the light worker for you, pile number ones. It has to be all of your hearts that you gave so much, and now everything is like being thrown back to you. And so she closed her heart, and not that she closed her heart, she started to protect her heart, and she was harsh with the truth. So her truth might feel like she is the one that's negative in this family, that she's the one that's the darkness. But I don't feel like this energy is that at all. She's really the truth teller. She tells it like it is, and it might be too hard and cutting, but I can't even blame this energy, because understanding in this family, it has to be so difficult because everyone is just constantly attacking each other. With the Three of Cups in reverse, there's like a miscommunication. They're not understanding each other. Everything is wrong. Someone is lacking confidence. Someone is lacking money. The other one has abundance of money. The third one is very cold and cutting. So the speech is on point. And everything what this family has in common is that the judgment day has arrived, and Archangel Michael is trying to clear this way. So for this month, there's a lot of clearing, a lot of communication coming through energetically. So really just stay in that place of knowing that the universe is abundant, and we can clear out anything, we can manifest anything. But if we manifest from the highest greatest good of all, there is never a loss, there's always a win. If we manifest selfishly just based on what we want, like the magician, we might get what we want, but at the end, it will not be as satisfying as one thought. Just like the King of Pentacles here, this energy in this bloodline has this knowledge of, yes, even if you get it all, something will be missing. And what's missing is exactly this, these communications in this family, this letting down of the guard, this miscommunication becoming clearer so everyone understands one another. So this is your message of pile number one. I hope that this message helps you to navigate your month, and I thank you all for being here. So welcome. Bye everyone. In, let's begin. Pile number two, throwing up the peace sign. This is your message for the month ahead, or whenever you're watching this message. Your master energy is Gaia. So you have this beautiful mother earthly energy. You're probably a mother. You have had a loving mother, or you're very connected to the Mother Earth energy. You're very grounded with her, and she's reminding you that you need to come back to the planet. I feel like you're floating away a lot of this. I have this energy of pile number two. It gets very hot, like something is burning away, but at the same time, it's floating away. So you need to ground yourself. You keep disappearing and appearing sort of energy here. And Gaia really wants you to anchor yourself, for you to connect to that motherly energy of caring and taking care of yourself, taking care of the planet, and taking care of those that are younger and maybe not so experienced to be in this earth energy. So that's your master, and let's unpack your cards. Here's one thing that I found very interesting, pile number two. Both you and pile number one got Three of Cups in reverse and the Magician in reverse. But I've picked different cards for you. You have these cards that have the similar coloring. So there's not a lot of color happening, but it's very detail oriented. That is what I'm getting with your pile number two. And with the Magician here in reverse, compared to what pile number one was talking about, your Magician in reverse here is, you see that you have the all-seeing eye. So you have the all-seeing eye when all of your element, like the Magician has all of its elements in place, are combining to where you understand you're the ether. So you're neither of those elements. When you have that understanding, that's why Gaia is here, because she holds those elements. So when she holds these elements, she knows exactly how to bring you in balance. And when you are balanced, that's when you can manifest correctly. When you are the ether and you know, and you can stand out from all the elements, you can pick and choose and blend the elements exactly to the right flavor, taste, smell that you need in every moment energetically. Now, the Three of Cups is, there's a lot of trees here, because you have literally trees, tall trees that are Tree of Wands. So you're waiting for something that needs to come in. I feel like you've manifested something that you want in your reality to happen, and it's going to manifest for this month. It's definitely going to manifest, but it is a delayed celebration of some sort. It is something that was supposed to be celebrated more earlier than it did. So it continues forward. And I feel like it's connected to Gaia here, that you need to, I don't know, it feels like emotionally you celebrated something earlier. So you celebrated something that you thought emotionally was going to bring you something good, but it ended up taken away from you. That made you so disappointed. You learned the lesson that you don't want to celebrate too early, pile number twos. You want to actually wait and make sure that everything is correctly, because you've learned your lesson here. And what Mother Earth is really calling for you here is to emotionally, yes, you might have lost in that situation, but you grew to something more beautiful and you evolved. Because I feel here with the Eight of Swords that you felt stuck in a situation where it is job or this family situation of being a parent, of being a mother, just taking care of kids, taking care of animals, whatever it is that you had to take care of. It felt so overbearing and you felt stuck. There were things you wanted to do energetically to explore, but your physical reality was holding you tight. And so something happens here because you have the Tower in reverse. It's nothing that's dramatic that will shake your world upside down, but it is something that will shake things out of its place, because you need something to happen. Let me give you an example. This flower, it's kind of funny that we're just talking about this. And so I had to rearrange it and it was entangled a lot. And so I had to pull it and it felt like I was creating like a storm. I was ripping this poor flower apart, really. And I was like, what is this energetically? And now I kind of understand why the metaphor is. If you're coming back to this channel, I always use metaphors and it's connected. I had no idea why I felt like I wanted to get this flower finished, but I get it right now because this metaphor right now that I'll be using will be exactly a connection to your pile number two and to your connection to Earth, which is really flowers and different plants. And so as I was pulling everything apart, it just looked like, oh my goodness, what is happening to this flower? And then I rearranged it and started tying it in and making it to where it felt wonderful and give it nourishment. And it was beautiful. And if that flower was consciousness, it would probably say in the beginning of the process, do you hate me that much that you're tearing me apart like this? You are being so aggressive towards me. At the end of the process, the flower would say, oh my goodness, this was the best thing that could ever happen to me. I feel wonderful. And so I feel the same way here with your energy, that you feel like in the middle of it because you're conscious. This flower isn't. Again, it's a metaphor. Because you're conscious, you're feeling like this situation is like tearing you apart. Things are like falling out of its place. But it's actually this tower moment that is brought to you by the energies of the earth. The earth wants you to reconnect, and to reconnect and have all your elements, this needs to happen. This really needs to shake up things out of their place to bring it back to harmony and to a right place exactly. Does it feel like this in the mind? Absolutely not. It feels like you're stuck. You're not finding a way out. Things are just getting worse. What is going on? Emotionally, you've lost a lot, but still, this energy wants you to embrace yourself, to be kind to yourself, and to know that everything will be in its right place when your elements are in their right form. When you know that you're the ether, that's what's coming through constantly here. Like they're really pushing me through to tell you, when you know that you're the ether, the elements will help you naturally. There will be no resistance, okay? So that's your message, pile number two. I hope that it helped. And as always, have a wonderful month. And I hope that that message helped you. Hello, bye, pile number three. So this is your message. Your master energy is Freya. So Freya is closing out cycles. This Nordic goddess is amazing when it comes to creating new phases in life and closing out cycles. So there's a cycle that you're closing out and she's supporting you. I've been working a lot on this channel, connecting to the moon, connecting to the cycle, to the rhythm of the woman. Regardless if you're male or female on this channel, if you're male, you're learning that a woman has a whole monthly cycle, while a man has a 24-hour cycle. And if you're a female, you're really connected back to your energy of this moon cycles and how your body feels and how it needs to come around and be balanced. And with every beginning, there is an ending. There's a lot of illusions for your pile number 3. You've been elevating a lot. You have been growing a lot. And this is emotionally very satisfying for you. This is like the divine constantly giving you emotional satisfaction. No matter what happens in your reality, pile number 3, you guys are always being filled with this emotional satisfaction. Everything is so great here. What I'm saying to you, pile number 3, is that your cards for this month and connecting to this cycle is that there is marriages that are traditional, things that you should do traditionally, that you have with your ancestor, with your patterns and cycles that might not be yours, but they're very heavily influencing of how you navigate through your 3D reality, pile number 3. And so it just says here, it might be joyful, even if you're in a relationship that feels good, but it is tied to these traditions. It is tied to an illusion of not what you really want to do in life. You want to do something else. You have a pattern that is dictating your reality when really your soul has a different mission completely. But we can't decide these things. These things are that have been passed down. These are patterns that just continue. But you've been so great into breaking new illusions, breaking new ground, closing out cycles, opening new cycles, learning new things. So I feel pile number 3, you're constantly glowing, you're constantly growing, and it's so beautiful. Because here we have the 7 of Cups. Again, a lot of illusions, a lot of emotional. Here with these cards, I really feel like it's this illusions of thinking that this is going to satisfy me, but it doesn't, because like in the cup, it's a snake. It's not satisfying at all. It's a bite. It's horrible. And then you pick in another one that's like, okay, this is going to be great. And it's like you're alone in a tower. It's nothing what you constantly expected of any cup that you're picking. And at the end, you notice that all of it is just illusions. It's just, why am I even picking up a cup here? Why not just leave these cups and just venture off to something completely else? Because all of these cups are on the cloud. Look at them. They're all in the cloud. So why is he looking at them? They're up in the cloud. Just look at the blue sky instead. Like, go beyond these clouds, because clouds come and go. Some clouds can be small, other clouds can be bigger, they can obscure the sky, but it's the blue sky that you want to look at, because that's the realness of it. And I feel like you are pile number 3 because you have the moon in reverse. And the moon in reverse, look at this. With the Freya and the moon closing out cycle, you have the super moon here that is again very strongly for you, pile number 3, saying here that your subconscious is rearranging here. Something is clearing out. Just when you go to sleep, there are always higher dimensional beings supporting you, clearing out, so that your consciousness can be crystallized and clear, so you can see clear. I feel like there's this picture of an HD TV, you know, where the pixels are so perfect, everything's so clear that you can see the layers of them. Like, I don't know what it's called, but I can see your reality, that you can see all the layers, how they're forming, and therefore everything just looks really bizarre. Guys, I just noticed it became very dark in my recording, and I had a phone call interrupting in the middle of the recording here. So again, it feels like an awakening, like something. It is a phone call from beyond. It is like in your reality, a phone call from the divine calling you and saying, hey, it's time to wake up. This is the time. And I love that that call just made this perfect timing. The synergy and the metaphors are amazing for you guys because, again, with the cycles and with the moon of the subconscious, this clearing that happens here is absolutely amazing. It's so amazing because it clears out whatever this is, this marriage, this thing that you think that you need. You don't really need it. You have some potentials to be something completely else. And with the Knight of Cups, I feel the most permanent uh, returning energy is that there is some jealousy. Constantly evolve in your energy, there is some jealousy. There is this pattern of this jealousy that you might not feel it, or the energy connecting to you are not connecting with the jealousy, but the patterns are so strongly embedded in this being that it constantly disrupts everything else that wants to get involved. You know, love is really one. And when we get too obsessive, too jealous, we tend to ruin our connections and we tend to stand in our own way. And this is what's happening here. It's a blockage that needs to be lifted for this month so that you can move on, or whatever this relationship needs to move on. You have to be in synergy with each other if this is for all of you guys that are having a relationship. But again, there's a cycle that's closing for you guys for this month, and it's beautiful because every closing cycles opens new opportunities and new growth. So it is the perfect beginning of the season, starting in the sign of Aries. We are moving ahead. So it is perfectly energetically, star wise, of the energy to push forward and to close the cycle. So I'm very happy for you, pile number 3. And again, you're going to get that wake up call, that subconscious clearing in your energy field. I hope that this message helped you, pile number 3. I thank you for being here, for loving, sharing, and subscribing. And until then, have a wonderful day, and I'm sending you all love your way. Bye.